Scorching and Swearing with your host, Brandon Swear.
What's going on? Welcome on into another amazing episode of Scorching and Swearing. Up tonight, I have two different sauces here on deck. Both of these are from Wolfe's Inferno, and we'll be taking a look at those both here. These are both homemade sauces, as you can see here. Overall, great labeling, like what's going on there. Please excuse the wrap on this label. I ended up messing up the label and ended up putting one back on. And as you can see, this is Ghost with the most on that one. So don't recall what this one was. I believe this is a Primo Tali hot sauce. So we will dive into both of these regardless. But let's first start with Ghost with the most. So go ahead and give this one a good shake. Overall color on this sauce here is a nice bright red with a slight purplish blue undertone. So looking forward to jumping on into it. Now, as far as the overall ingredients, I won't know exactly what is in here. There is absolutely nothing on the labeling, but no worries there. Go ahead and, for those keeping track, no perforation, but that's not a problem. Just bust out the knife. All right, let's go ahead and get this a good pour. It looks like this has a grapefruit overall aroma to it. Get that on here. Nice heaping tablespoon. I would say the flow on this sauce is a higher flow rate. It definitely has some texture going on in there. I'm able to shake it, and it's staying held to the spoon pretty good. So that part's nice to see as well. So even with a higher flow, this does have better grab. Same aroma the whole way through. It's a little bit sweet, definitely picking up the vinegar notes, but it smells like a sweet pepper and vinegar overall aroma from this standpoint. But cheers. Wow. Definitely picking up some seeds, what feels like from the fruit that's in here. Tastes like maybe, golly, is that, it almost has like a mixed berry taste. Something like blueberry and raspberry, or blueberry and blackberry, or maybe all three. But from a flavor standpoint, absolutely jam-packed with flavor in that sense. Not overly sweet. It is just sheerly tastes like the sweetness coming from the fruit itself. Now, you're able to pick up a little bit of the vinegar note, but a lot of the overall Superhot note that's in there. You get that great ghost pepper taste that's carried through, and I'm feeling it now starting to ramp up on the back of the throat and really turn up the heat. So definitely one that's geared towards a chili head more so than those that are just starting out, but absolutely phenomenal stuff there. Once again, that is the Ghost with the most from Wolfe's Inferno. So Keith Wolfe was kind enough to send this on over to check out, and definitely glad he did. That Ghost with the most was absolutely phenomenal. I could see myself using that with any kind of like a meat sandwich, burgers, pizzas. Really being able to lather this into a salad is going to absolutely sing on this. That would also be great with some like shrimp tacos or something like that. Something like light, fresh, great pop, because the overall flavor profiles lend itself very nicely for that. So let's go ahead and open up this next one. Once again, I believe this is a Primo Tali sauce. Not 100% sure on that, but we will all find out together. This one here, let's go ahead and get a good smell. This one here has a nice orangish red tone to it, so there's definitely some orange, but some red flakes throughout it. That's what makes me believe that it is a red Superhot that's worked in here, because I can see the pepper flesh throughout this. Kind of smells a little bit like a peach or a mango aroma, so excited to see what this is. Nice, thicker consistency on this one. Much more pepper mass to it. Very bright, very pepper forward. I'm definitely picking up what smells like maybe a little bit of garlic in this one. Maybe a little bit of citrus, but Absolutely, just picking up a fruity, sweet undertone body with a nice pepper strong, pepper forward aroma. But cheers. Absolutely amazing. Go ahead and wipe the side of that. So let's go ahead and talk through that one. Absolutely phenomenal. The carry through on this is you get a nice sweet initial start with a little bit of a savory depth. Maybe, like I said, maybe a little bit of garlic that's coming on through there initially. What tastes like maybe some peach or some mango. I can't quite tell. They both the fruit aspect of this is there. It's noticeable, but it's very subtle in its own right. So very well executed on that. Now, from a heat standpoint, definitely the second sauce that I just tried has much more heat, but it's still palatable. It's still enjoyable. Both of these sauces are very well done. I think, honestly, the way that I would utilize the second sauce might be slightly different than the first. The very first sauce, the Ghost with the most, I would potentially be using as well with some desserts, and I could see that pairing out very nicely in that, right? As well as the second one, which I'm sorry, Keith, I do not remember the name off the top of my head, but the second one I would be using more for savory dishes, more so towards like a fatty cut of meat or something that's going to be much more rich in the overall natural flavor that it brings as far as a dish is concerned, because the fruit or the sweetness to this sauce slash the pepper heat and overall pepper body pair very nicely with that. So I can see myself utilizing it a lot more in that sense. Both of these are definitely great and geared towards those chili heads. If you are constantly working on your own personal best, this is going to be anywhere from like a medium, like just broaching into medium for, say, the very first, the Ghost with the most, as to where it could also possibly just be a solid medium, depending on where your tolerance is at. Now, with the second sauce here, this is definitely a medium, like a solid medium or medium high, depending, once again, where your tolerance is at. All in all, both of these are phenomenal. Great work there, Keith, on both of these sauces. Love what you have going on there. Keep it up. And definitely stay strong and, sending out good vibes, good prayers, good thoughts towards you, Keith, as you continue on your journey. So thank you so much for that. And I will have all the ways to keep up with Keith down below. I'm Brandon Swearing from Everything from the World of Hot. This has been Scorching and Swearing.
This has been Scorching and Swearing with your host, Brandon Swear.